Yeah, we were quite pleased with the result in Minnesota in the fashion we um, represented ourselves in that game. I think it was um, a long time coming in a way performance like that where we had to dig down deep and through effort, through mentality, and the ability to defend a lot of set pieces and against a very dangerous team at set pieces. Um, to keep a clean sheet, and that's really important away from home, and that's also important moving into games like this, which are derbies, and these games have always proven to have a lot of goals. So I think the team who can defend better, and if we can keep a clean sheet, I like our chances of winning this game. That we really want to do first and foremost for our fans, and then for ourselves as a group, to keep this positive run that we've had over the past couple of weeks going.
Thank you. And we'll get started with questions here. Katya, go ahead.
Hi, Steve. How have you seen the team progress this week? It can be a week of 9 points, and especially ending it with a rivalry at home. What would that mean?
I think the progression of our group has, you have to go much further back. I think we've only lost one MLS game in maybe our last 13 tries. I don't know if that's exactly accurate, but something around there. And I was also very pleased with the Club World Cup, how we presented ourselves, and with the exception of one half out of six. So I think this form, in this positive form, has been going on for longer than a couple of weeks. Yes, when you have congested periods, it's great to pick up points and accumulate it and move up the table in a faster manner. I think that is something we all want to see. And sometimes when you're in form and you have a bunch of games, it becomes easier to move up the table faster. But nonetheless, there's 34 games in the season, and the point is at the end of the season to end up where you want to be, and not so much now or at the beginning. So I would, having that said, I think all of that doesn't matter Saturday, and it never does against our rivals, and these games are always a little different, and I don't think form or standings dictate this game at all. And our players understand that, and we've spoken about that, and we'll have solutions for that, and I know mentally and physically we'll be ready as well.
A little moment of reflection. You mentioned that you're proud of how the group performed during the Club World Cup. The fact that, in particular, the way this team stood up against Chelsea in that first game, and the fact that they ended up winning it all, what does that say?
For me, nothing new. We scouted a very good Chelsea, extremely talented players, and a lot of quality. Were they in form in their first match of the tournament as they were in the final? No, of course they get better throughout the tournament. But you're still going up against some world-class players, and I was very pleased with our approach, tactically, but also the way the players implemented it. And I think, we learned a lot from that tournament. I think we learned that if we are tactically disciplined, if we have positional integrity, and we stick to the plan, then we're a very good team. Coming up short in a few of those moments is normal against teams that are better and have a payroll of almost 9 times greater. And so I thought I was very pleased, and I was able to assess our performance, I think, in the right manner. I think for a lot of people, and getting to your question, after the tournament, after Chelsea won the tournament, performance got a little better from LAFC's perspective, but for me it didn't. I was pleased post game as well, and we knew what we were capable of, and I think again, going back to the tournament, we were happy with 5 of the 6 halves we played. Just we came up short in one.
Eduardo?
Hey, Coach. Thank you for your time. Talking about going back to the derby match, possibly one of your last derby matches, LAFC El Tráfico. Just your thoughts on what do you think is not working out for Galaxy this season? And like you kind of mentioned, it's always head-and-head, 2-2 last game. How do you see this match?
I will not comment on their business. They are in much better position to answer those questions than I am. I do know the challenges of winning a championship in the following year financially in this league. But exactly what that looks like for them, I have no idea. And Will and Greg are experienced enough to answer that for themselves.
We'll move to take questions online. Just a reminder, if you would like to ask a question, please use the raise your hand function. Josh Gross, if you have any questions, go ahead.
Thanks. Steve, you lost the Vancouver match 1-0, and Sergio Valencia talked about afterwards sort of a realization among the group that you had 4 of the 5 been home before Leagues Cup, and this period was important. switch or something triggered inside the group after that Vancouver result?
No, not really. I think we were disappointed with the result. We had plenty of chances and opportunities to put the game on our terms. We just didn't do it. So all that was missing was just a little more commitment in the final third, and possibly a little more calmness and coolness and awareness of what's actually going on around you. Is there somebody in a better position to score? Is there room for one more pass? Is our final touch proper? Is our finish intelligent? So I think it was just nuances that were missing, which can happen after you come off of a situation or a moment or an event like we had at the Club World Cup. And Vancouver is pretty good at what they do. And so I don't think much was missing. I didn't see a big difference post Vancouver in Colorado and Dallas and Minnesota. But I did see a little difference in the final third and a little bit of an uptick in finishing plays. And that is how you win at the professional level. You are good in your own box and you are effective in the opponent's box. That is the professional game. Everything in between the boxes is nice to have, but it's not that important.
Yeah. Have you also noticed coming out of the Club World Cup maybe a little bit more poise or calmness on the field from your players? Or have they taken any lessons away from what they experienced in that tournament as you've seen it over these recent games?
I think players can answer that better than I can. But what I think we've taken away as a group is that the team can play at a high level, and no matter who we play, it is our job to try to reach that level and to kind of raise the bar. And so just competing and just being good enough isn't good enough. We want to play to our potential. And I think we saw our potential in that tournament, and it's hard work. And it's mentally tiring to do that and to always try to play your best. But that's our job. And that's the standard I'm going to hold this group to, and they've done a great job over the past couple weeks.
Last one from me here. I believe this is right that as the schedule bears out now that this could be the last time that you face the Galaxy as LAFC manager. Just your sort of overall takeaway of the experience of the Derby you've had, and is there a particular moment or a game that stands out to you as something that you'll hold on to as you move on to the next stage of whatever you're doing?
They're all fun. I enjoy those games. Games where, the intensity of every moment, every play is a little greater than in other MLS matches. I think it's fun to watch. I think that creates for more excitement. I think it creates for more moments where games can be decided. And then, judging from text and comments from others around the league who are not emotionally attached to that game, I think a lot of people tune into those games. And, what I take from that is, the more games we can get where the intensity level is raised, the better the MLS looks. And so I love playing in these games, or not playing, but coaching in these games. To answer your question, for me, the one that still stands out is a playoff game, which has the most importance in 22.